Welcome to the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to AI Agents using NAN and Zapier. So I'm imagining you have clicked on this course because you are hearing all these tech leaders and all these news outlets claiming that AI agents are going to be the future and that you need to learn them right now. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of agree with that. I agree with that statement, and that's why I made this course. Because NAN and Zapier are game changers. They make automation very easy. You don't have to have any coding background knowledge. You don't even have to have a general IT background knowledge. It is very easy to get these set up and going. With this course, this is all you'll need to get started, whether that be automating work in your own business, or if you're an employee and you're trying to take care of some repetitive tasks, this is the perfect course for you. So before we go into what you can build with these, let me show you a clip of Mark Zuckerberg, who is the CEO of Meta, talking about AI agents and the future of AI agents. So if you don't want to take my word for it, maybe take the guy's word for it who is running these multi-billion-dollar companies and utilizing these agents.
I think we're going to live in a world where there are going to be hundreds of millions and billions of different AI agents. Eventually, probably more AI agents than there are people in the world. There are hundreds of millions of small businesses in the world. And one of the things I think is really important is basically making it so with a relatively small amount of work, a business can basically, a few taps, stand up an AI agent for themselves that can do customer support, sales, communicate with all their people, all their customers. I think that every business in the future, just like they have an email address and a website and a social media presence today, I think every business is going to have an AI agent that their customers can talk to in the future.
All right, so you just heard Mark Zuckerberg talk about AI agents and their use cases and how every single workplace will most likely have AI agents. So let me list a few examples of what you could build with these AI agents. First up, we have a meeting summary agent. I'm sure you've seen plenty of tools out there for this. Essentially what would happen is a Google Meet recording would take place, or maybe a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting. Then we get a transcript of the meeting. We would send this transcript to AI. It would summarize the meeting notes and then send a summary via Slack or email. Next up, we have a customer support automation. So think of when a new support ticket comes in, your AI agent could summarize the issue, and then it could issue if it's beyond its own capability, or it could reply with different frequently asked questions and answers. You could then log this data into a CRM platform or whatever other task you want to do from that point. Now, these are just ideas. There are endless possibilities with AI agents, but we will be building a few different customizations within this course, so you will get that real world experience. A few other ones, we have an AI code reviewer agent. AI will review the pull request for bugs or security issues, and then post feedback as a comment onto your pull request. Now, what we'll be building in this course, among other automations and other agents, will be a recruiter assistant. So whenever a new resume is submitted to our job posting, we will send this resume to our AI agent for it to review. The AI agent will score the resume and then save the score detail into Google Sheets. Not only that, we'll have another agent that will give a summary of the resume, give a list of pros and cons, and then give us a summary of how well it thinks this employee would fit in for the job role and the company. Lastly, if the score is 85 or greater, we will send a message to our hiring manager via Slack saying, hey, we have a new applicant, their resume is very strong, I think they're worth taking a look at. This was all done without any manual intervention from any employees. HR didn't have to waste their time on this. The recruiter didn't have to spend their time on this. This is all done automatically with our AI agent. So as you can see, just from these 4 examples, you should be getting a sense of just how powerful these AI agents are. All right, so enough of me just showing you this presentation. Let's actually look at NAN and Zapier and see how these automations and these agents are actually built. All right, first up, we have NAN. This is the NAN platform. We have a few different workflow operations you can see here. There's an IT operations workflow. So it looks like whenever a create user form is submitted, so think of HR sending their IT help desk team to create a new user. This form would be submitted here. We would then reach out to an AI agent who would then create the user for us and then pull out these other operations. Here's our recruiter assistant. You can see the entire workflow here. And this is very neat. We are taking a resume in, we are then asking the agent to summarize it, and then asking an AI to score it. This is our look at Zapier. So we have a ton of different Zaps, which are just workflow automations. We can also work within agents, and agents right here. We have a big project we built where we are taking these Zendesk tickets and then having AI summarize it and then sending it over to our support team in Slack. And this is what it would look like in Slack. These are the new tickets coming in. And then if I wanted to update a ticket, all I have to do is send this simple message here. And then when our AI agent reaches back out to the user, it makes my message sound more professional and not sound like I rushed and wrote it in like 5 seconds. And then here would be our Zendesk platform. So we can see our end users are submitting tickets and our AI agent is taking care of them. And if it's not able to take care of it on its own, it would forward it over to our team. And you could see we had multiple different teams. We had IT support, billing support, dev support, and general support. So depending on how the AI classifies the ticket, it would send it to a different support team. We will also be able to work within Canvas and Zapier to lay out how we would like to build these different automations and these different agents. So if you need a way to visualize these besides just using these Zaps in Zapier, you can head over to Canvas and we'll learn how to use all this. So if you want to learn how to automate your workforce, if you want to learn how to automate different employees' roles or automate different repetitive tasks, you need to learn AI agents. NAN, in my opinion, is the best tool for it, as you can also self-host it with Docker, but Zapier is a very good platform as well, so I will be covering both of them in this course. So if you're interested in knowing how to be able to do this, where you create an entire workflow to do a major part of a job for somebody, then this is the course for you, and we'll learn how to automate anything you can think of. And something really great about learning tools like this is you can instantly think of your own problems at your job, or you could think of your own problems at the company you run, and you could come up with an automation to solve these problems, or at least help you take care of these problems. So if you have a repetitive task that needs to be done every weekday at like 7 a.m. on a Monday, you could most likely have a workflow run through and do it for you. And that would cross one more thing off your list. Or if you want to make money, you could learn NAN, you could create workflows for companies, and in the end, they would be much appreciative because they would save time and money because their employees would not have to waste time doing these repetitive tasks, and they could focus more on important things that need to be done throughout the day. So either learning these workflows for yourself to take care of repetitive tasks, learning them as a business, or learning them as a potential moneymaker by working with companies, this is the perfect course, and these are the perfect tools for you to learn. So I hope to see you there, where we'll learn how to automate anything we can think of.